Now, what's up, everybody? On today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast, I asked Jay, what would you do if your early morning Uber driver says that she has narcolepsy and that she totaled her last car?
Mm-hmm.
All that, a question that I didn't actually ask last week, and more on today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast. Pew, 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 pew. Rashida Douglas, OnlyFans.
Yes. Yes.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back. Episode 231 of the hashtag Blackout podcast. I'm Jared.
Oh, what's up, people? I'm Jay. You had a little bit of narcolepsy.
The old age is creeping into JJ. How was it going, man? Happy belated anniversary day.
Gracias.
Week. And
Gracias.
Yeah, man, how's it hanging?
It's hanging.
Okay.
It is hanging. Yeah, man, it's another week, man. Just like you said earlier, anniversary, 15 years of marriage.
That's good.
Yeah, man, 15 years of marriage. It's just been another week. We didn't really get a chance to celebrate. Had some family emergencies that my wife had to leave town for, so we'll do something this week. Next week I'll be traveling back home. So, so no episode next week, people.
All right.
Yeah, so got to travel back home. Hadn't seen my parents in probably since Thanksgiving last year. Yeah, Thanksgiving last year. So, yeah, gonna go see them for a bit. Come back home. You know, that whole shebang. Get ready for Halloween. All that stuff. So, but yeah, this week was interesting. I tell you, man, it's I don't know what's up with the world, dude. It's a little interesting. So
people crazy in these streets.
Yeah. So I'm picking up my kids from school the other day, and the train's passing. So everybody comes to a stop.
Mm-hmm.
The car in front of me, for some odd reason, the driver hops out and starts twerking right in front of us.
With a video on her or him, whoever?
I wasn't trying to video her.
Excuse me. I mean, if were they like twerking to, like, with somebody in the car videotaping, or you don't know?
I have absolutely no clue. But this woman was definitely possibly in her 30s. She looked like she was in her 30s, approaching 40. Hopped out the car, started shaking ass for the people that's waiting in line. I wasn't sure what she got out of that. Maybe it's online somewhere. Maybe somebody videoed it for a TikTok.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. You'll probably see it somewhere.
I don't know, but it was just, it was awful. And then of course, I'm like, what the hell is she doing? You know?
Wow.
And then, of course, I'm like, this woman's twerking. And, of course, right when I say that, she jumps in the car, and then my son's in the back seat. Where? I don't see nobody twerking. So
the kid is definitely looking for it.
He wanted to see it. But, that's it. I'm sure, like you mentioned earlier, old age. And I feel like there's something on my mind right now that I need to say, but I can't think of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
What was it?
It'll come to you as soon as
at the wrong
recording's
time.
Over.
Yep. Or it'll probably be like late tonight sometime, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, it'll show up just when you don't want it to. So
yeah,
it is what it is. Well, that sounds like quite the week you got going there. Especially seeing somebody twerk in the parking lot, and I'll mention something about that later, because I had an interesting situation this week at my kid's school as well. My week was busy, but it was good until Friday. Everything was great all the way up until Friday morning. I wake up and I start working, and then I happen to check I was like clicking on Facebook on my phone just to like look at, something or whatever. Or to post something. Or I was trying to look up some information for an event that I have coming up this Saturday and I come to find out that I can't log into my Facebook. And I was like, well, that's weird. So let me try to log in. And it's have an incorrect password. So at the same time, I was logging into my personal laptop, you know, and I was just looking at my email. And I was like, hold on a second. Why do I have these couple notifications that say, hey, did you just change your password? Like, you know, 45 minutes prior to the time I was sitting there. I was like, no. So I looked and I determined that I had been hacked because there's 2 different email addresses that logged into my account from like Vietnam, St. Louis, Denver, California, all within a handful of minutes of each other, and basically changed all of my information and login stuff. And yeah, so Hooks Rub, the Hooks Rubs and Spices Facebook page hacked, my personal Facebook page hacked, and then the Hooks Rubs and Spices, the at Hooks Spice Rub Instagram account also hacked, and I cannot get back into any of them. So I've been trying to dispute with Facebook, you know, because they own all that stuff, you know, to see if I get back in. And that's also the day that like there's this big change for the Meta thing. So I don't know if there has something to do with that, if all the hackers decided to show up that day to work and crack everybody's account while they were making some changes and updates to Meta, but it pissed me right off. So basically the account that I built, you know, for the past several years has disappeared. It was disappeared. So and Facebook's not letting me have it back, even though I've sent them a copy of my photo ID. So in the meantime, I'm now one of those people who get to create the whole new account and said I was hacked at a certain number. So instead of saying I was hacked at 1 million or 150,000, I was hacked at 4,000. So yeah, man. My new account is my new Hooks Rub account for Instagram is just at Hooks Rub. So go ahead, everybody, and follow that, share it, tell all your friends. I haven't posted anything on there yet other than my profile picture. I'm trying to find a way to go around it, but I did post the TikTok video letting people know, which is also at Hooks Rub, letting people know that the Instagram and Facebook were hacked, and we can't get the accounts back yet. So in the meantime, follow there, and that's the place. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do, because there's services where you could try to get your account back, and it costs like, you know, $300 for a regular account, but $800 for a business account, and I'm just like,
a little bit too much.
Oh, no, it's $899. I'm sorry, $900. So I'm like, I'm not sure I want to do that. And my wife's like, no, just start over.
Yeah. Oh man. So people, if you get a DM from the old account saying, "Do you want to see my meat?"
Yep.
Don't click on the link.
That may be accurate, but it's gonna be like me holding a big, you know, juicy, long, wet piece of brisket in my hand. And that's it. That
could have went anywhere.
Or a hot dog. But you know what, man? But you know, I don't know. I'm just thankful it did not harm my the business email, the business website.
That's what I was thinking.
Because that would have been the worst. So yeah,
that would have sucked.
And I have multi-factor on everything, so I don't know what the heck happened. Them hackers are good though, I guess. So other than that, you know, whatever. Life is fine. TCU destroyed Oklahoma yesterday, so that's good. Yep. You know, we just out here in these streets. But my question for you, Jay, is this. First of all, if your early morning Uber driver says that she has narcolepsy and she totaled her last car, what would you do?
Is this before I got in or after I got in?
No, she's already started to ride. Like she's picked you up and you're in the car. You say, "Hey, how's it going? How's your day so far?" "Oh, I got narcolepsy. Just last week I totaled my last car."
Wow.
And you're already on the freeway. What do you do?
Well, just enjoy the ride. Just buckle up and enjoy the ride, because I ain't getting out on the freeway. That's just as bad, especially here in Texas.
And you come to a stop sign. Come to a stoplight. Do you tuck and roll?
No. I'll make sure that I could reach him or her and shake their shoulder if they start falling asleep.
And they just like drop.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh man, I don't know. I think I can't remember. I think in Uber you could actually mid-drive change the destination. Or maybe you can maybe it's something like if you asked to be dropped off like in the moment, they could stop and just drop you off wherever you are. Like if you say, "Oh, you know what? Actually, I need to go here instead." Whatever.
And
so
then what would be crazy? What would be crazy is if you drop them off. If they drop you off, and you reschedule an Uber driver, and they're the only one that's in the area,
and they turn around the corner and come back. Lisa, your Uber driver, will be picking you up, and you're like, "Hold on a second." Yeah, that's funny. That would be interesting though. But what would be wild is if you're in there riding with the Uber driver and they fell asleep while driving. Excuse me, just going going down the street, and then all of a sudden it's one of those like speed scenarios, where the car doesn't stop, like the bus didn't stop, the car doesn't stop, and you just sit there and basically have to ping pong off cars or something like that until you stop. So yeah, that would be crazy. But just imagine that happening, you falling asleep and then get woken up in the midst of the speed scenario as you're driving. That would be wild. So yeah, so that was my first question. The second question is, and I would love to hear what the audience says about that. The second question is, how long do you loiter at your table after you finish eating? This is a question that I asked at the beginning of the show last week, but I never actually, asked you in the show. So how long do you sit around, hang out, chat at your table after you finish eating and paying?
Nowadays, probably like a good maybe 5 minutes. But long ago, when I was out with friends, when you go out with friends, you could be there for, I don't know, upwards 30 minutes to an hour probably.
Yeah.
Long ago.
That's what it'd be like, man.
That's what it'd be like.
See, I remember those days. I also remember, what is it? I also remember, like, as a child, going out with family members, like, going to visit family, going out with family members, or going out like after church, and family members come. I vividly remember several of those times where we went to either this place in Houston called Steak and Ale. Man, that place was dope. That was like one of like the, like when you went to Steak and Ale, you thought you was going out to like a fine dining experience, even though
your tuxedo and everything.
Yeah. Well, no, like you just, I don't even think people like wore a tuxedo, but it just like seemed like a more expensive restaurant because like my parents would be like, they would always say, "Oh, that place isn't, that place is like expensive or whatever. We don't, we're gonna go there for a special occasion." So I remember vividly going there after church one time, and then also Sizzler. You remember Sizzler?
Yes.
Like all you can eat. But I remember going to Steak and Ale, and my mom and dad are talking with my dad's sister and brother, brother-in-law, and several other family members, like the adults, and all the kids were at their kids' side of the table. And I swear that they had to be talking for it felt like an hour or so more after they paid the bill. And I just remember my cousin Brittany, shout out to Brittany. She had one of these, like, it was like an extra large iced tea cup. And I just remember that she ordered, I swear it had to be 10 or 15 extra lemons. And then she got all the sugar, like containers off the table, like the little sugar ramekins with all the different, sweet and low and equal, all that stuff. And she dumped, man, it had to be 20 packets of sweet and low inside of that, and mix it up and drank it. And we were just sitting there, just like in awe and laughing and yucking it up. And yeah, I remember vividly a lot of occasions like that where we sat there for well over an hour afterward.
That's funny.
Yeah, but nowadays, like you said, we pay, And yeah, it's, not even 10 minutes before we're out,
Yeah.
So
got things to do.
Yeah, it's different. And sometimes the waiters, especially my days working in a restaurant, sometimes the waiter will come to your table multiple times after you finish, refill your water, ask if you need anything, see if you're okay, pick up like dirty stuff off the table, napkins, silverware, whatever. And they're like non-verbally trying to tell you to get the F up out of there. So yeah.
If I leave a good tip, they better let
That's
me
the thing, though. Sometimes they don't even look at that. But I remember this, like most days when I worked in those scenarios, you don't try to rush them out of there. You would walk back and just like go and refill water or something like that.
You guys want dessert?
Yeah, or you'd send somebody. Or you'd send somebody to go back over and refill water for you while you just sort of hang in the wings. If I picked up their check and I saw they left it like a nice tip and they were nice, I'd be like, oh, you know what, y'all can chill. But if it was a busy night and I knew that either I had another table already booked for that spot, or if it was like New Year's Eve, Valentine's, like those are the busiest days, I'd be like, y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get the step and y'all got to get up out of here. So, and it's funny because in some of those scenarios we had the hostess staff would walk up to the table and say, excuse me, we have this table booked for someone in 5 minutes. So we're going to need you guys to get up and leave. And the people would be like, oh, I'm sorry. And then look at that, like everybody look at their watch. They realize how long they've been there. Get up out of there.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. So like part of me feels that's a little bit rude, but then I understand you got people coming in, but
yeah.
It's like I just paid all this money.
Exactly. That's one thing. But then this other thing, on scenarios like that, where it's like a New Year's Eve or Valentine's Day, we have like hour block or like 2 hour blocks or 1.5 hour block. So we tell the people when they make their reservation, hey, you have this table from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. That is it. Because we have a table coming at 9:05. And we're going to give you that extra 5-minute buffer just in case you need it. But you have to move from the table by 9:05 at the latest, or else, we can't hold this reservation for you. And we will come to your table and ask you to leave. So like they let them know up front, they at least let the person know who booked it, and so it's on the person who booked it to let the rest of the family know. But most of the time they don't. And then that's what the whole family looking at the hostess when she shows up like she crazy.
Right.
Yeah, man, that them things happen. So good answer. All right, cool. Well, let's see here. I know this week we have a handful of voicemails.
See.
So, maybe our voicemail friends told us, how long they loiter at their table. And maybe they just told us about what the heck is going on in their world. So, Jay, as I try to locate the voicemail app on my phone because my daughter recategorized everything.
Oh, boy.
Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody how they can leave us a voicemail and tell us what they would do if their driver had narcolepsy.
All right. Well, people, 385-3BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. That's where you can call us. Let us know what's on your mind. Let us know how your week was going. Let us know how long you loiter at a table before getting kicked out. What else? What else did you ask me this morning?
Also, what would you do if your Uber driver has narcolepsy?
Oh, yeah. What would you do if your Uber driver had narcolepsy?
Yep.
Or maybe, what if they had like trifocals? If you saw them with big ass trifocals on their face.
Coke bottles,
and they was driving with the steering wheel right here to their face, to their mouth, like that. Can't see me, but it's close.
Man. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. When I was where was I at? I took a work trip to Tennessee one time, to Knoxville, Tennessee. I think it was the day that I was going to the airport to fly back home. My Uber driver picked me up. And as we're driving, like as he picked me up, I was like, "Oh, are you Steve or whatever the dude's name was?" And he like looked at my face. I was like, "Are you Steve?" And he's like, "Yes, I'm Steve." And I was all right, cool. Yeah, I'm Jared. And he like put my stuff in the car. It's like you have to excuse me. I'm legally deaf.
Oh, I shouldn't have laughed.
And I was like, "How are you driving this? How are you? Because like you can't hear an ambulance coming. The train. What are you doing? Dude was playing music." I was like, "Bro, what is happening here?" I tried to talk to him, and then and he didn't respond. And I felt so bad because I remembered as I was like, "Hey, how's your day going?" And that's when he told me that, and I was like, "Oh no, why? Why?
That's funny, but not funny."
It's not funny, but I'm gonna tell you what. Like I tightened up my seatbelt real good, just in case.
And just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, and I mean we had to drive down like some windy roads to the airport. We had to get on the freeway real quick.
At least he wasn't blind though.
Yeah, that would have been bad if he was like, I'm legally blind, and I've been like, it's like, let's end this drive right now. Oh man, yeah, that was crazy. You never know.
Funny.
You never know.
Funny.
Yeah,
but
just.
I wonder if somebody should do a prank or social experiment just to see what people's reactions would be.
That wouldn't be nice, man. I can't get behind it, man. I cannot get behind it. I can't.
You
too much.
You could.
I'd probably watch it. I would totally watch it. I would watch it.
That's funny.
I'd watch it. All right, here we go. Yeah, you never know. Here we go. All right. First voicemail. Checking on Memphis.
Yo, this is Memphis Diva 99. Have y'all seen the Netflix series about Jeffrey Dahmer?
Not yet.
We all know he was sick.
Yeah.
But don't you remember when Heath Ledger played the Joker and he took it so seriously he ended up killing himself? I wonder how this dude gonna take it because he's doing a very fine job of looking and acting like Jeffrey. Okay?
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder, the people we work with or encounter, I wonder if they crazy. It just make you wonder. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What else I want to talk to y'all about? Y'all. What's up with all this young generation wearing hoodies in the summertime? Long sleeves. Y'all like being funky? Yeah. I'm just wondering. Okay.
You're right.
I'll talk to y'all later.
You're right.
Wow. Yeah, I have not seen the new Jeffrey Dahmer video.
I haven't either. But I want to check it out. The guy that plays Dahmer, Evan Peters. Sorry, sounds like my kids running through the hall. So, he played in some good movies. He played Quicksilver in the X-Men franchise.
Was that him?
X-Men franchise. He played he was in Kick-Ass as one of the friends in Kick-Ass. That's where I first noticed him at, and he just kind of shot up. And I think he did was that him in American Horror Story? I'm trying to think. Multiple seasons. Could have been somebody else. Maybe it was him. No, it was him. I think it was him. So I think he's a great actor. This particular role here, man, it's like completely being Jeffrey. Gotta immerse himself in the I guess the role, in the role and the psychology of Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'm good.
Yeah. So I'm sure he's gonna have to have some therapy or some psychological talks with
help afterward.
Something like that. So
I've not seen it. I'm not planning on seeing it. I just can't, like, when it comes to stories like that, like the stuff that happened in real life. Yeah, it's just too much for me to like, because I'm like, this literally actually happened.
Yeah,
and I get all kinds of emotions about it. Anger, frustration, you know, all kind. And
Yeah.
I don't want to put myself through that.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate high quality acting, and this person, just like she said, you know, it drove Heath Ledger crazy when he played just the Joker, like a fictitious comic book character, you know, and that, you know,
that's like
I know the Joker has some
method
crazy stories.
acting.
Yeah, I know the Joker has some crazy stories, but like none of it truly happened, you know, compared to this Dahmer thing. So, yeah, man, I couldn't watch it. But yeah, the other question she had about young people wearing hoodies. Man, I've been asking that question all the time. My son, as soon as like the weather hits like 60, he's like, you know what? I'm put on this hoodie, and he just wears the hoodie, you know, to school every day. He'll wear. He like cycles between like 4 or 5 different hoodies. You know, he'll wear them to school every day. Pick him up from school, he's still wearing it. Even if like the morning it was 60, but by the afternoon when you pick him up, it's like 90. He's still rocking the hoodie all day long, and even after the winter time into like the late spring. I don't know. It's weird, man.
It's a new generation, dude. New generation. I could understand, like, my kids say it's pretty cold in class. So wearing it in the class, that's one thing. Wearing it outside in 100-degree heat, something else. You know.
Yep. Yeah.
You know.
That's what that's what my son said too. He said it gets cold in the school. That's why he brings it and wears it. But I don't know. Just going places like outside of school, he wears it too. So that's what's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. These people crazy. These kids don't care, you know.
They don't.
Because hoodies is cool. I'm wearing a hoodie right now. There we go.
I wore a hoodie yesterday.
Yeah. It's all good. Here we go. Next up, Memphis Diva.
Oh, y'all. What are y'all doing? This is Memphis Diva. 99.
You just called us an hour before this.
Coming to. I know y'all heard and seen that pastor that choked the lady out. Who came across his little sermon, and and I don't know, he's saying she tried to pack his wife or something, I don't know, but it's the same preacher guy, y'all, that was robbed online. So again, he's online, you know, choking one of his, followers, you know. I find him very interesting. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to have to go to jail, too, so, you know. What y'all been doing? What y'all been cooking?
Bishop Whitehead, yeah.
I've been trying to do right as hard, okay? Everything's quiet on this end, y'all, for once, okay? I haven't, threatened anybody to kick them in the back and toss them down the stairs doing a fire drill, so I'm doing good. But I'll talk to y'all later.
All right. There you go. I did not see that, but I heard about it. So this is Bishop Whitehead. So here, let me see if I can share this.
Lamar Whitehead. What a name.
Sure. I know. And I know that he got his church was robbed as well. So let's see here. And this is silly because it's a Brooklyn pastor, but they're showing this is a stock image, Getty stock image of a Catholic church, which does not match these people's church. So Blavity, y'all messed up on that one. Yeah. Y'all should have got that right. So controversial Brooklyn pastor takes laying hands to another level by choking a woman during church service. Bishop Lamar Whitehead had some bad luck with live streaming. During the Sunday, September 18th stream of his sermon, Whitehead was seen choking a woman as she approached the pulpit. The 44-year-old is the pastor of Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministry in the Canarsie neighborhood of Brooklyn. Where's the rest of the story? Oh, read full article. Why did they do that?
Oh, let's see. I have it.
Here we go. In the video, here we go. In the video, Whitehead stood in front of his congregation in a flashy Christian Dior suit while delivering his sermon. As he gives his sermon, a congregation member began to heckle the pastor. Whitehead didn't seem happy about this and called a woman to the front, asking if she wanted to come up and preach the sermon. When the woman approached the pulpit, Whitehead told her, "I'm going to make you famous." Off camera, the woman shouted words at Whitehead. As she moved closer, Whitehead began speaking in tongues. As the woman neared, and other congregations began members began to rustle around. He then asked members to remove the woman from the service, but the commotion continued.
Wow.
Whitehead then insinuated that the woman's actions were antics for social media. When the woman finally appeared on camera, things began to go left. In the video, the woman walked in front of Whitehead while she appeared to be shouting at someone outside the frame. Whitehead then charged at the woman and grabbed her by the neck, moving her off camera. After the altercation, the woman yelled that she would be pressing charges. Whitehead responded, "Press whatever charges you want." After the service, police were called to the church, and footage shows Whitehead speaking with the police after being handcuffed. The congregation member in question also took to social media to share her evidence of her assault. And the woman whose Instagram handle is Tarsha Global, okay, there you go, shows bruises and scratch marks on her neck where the bishop allegedly grabbed her after she approached the altar. Whitehead started a new Facebook live stream after he talked to the officers and shared his side of the story. During the stream, he stated the woman and others were sent to disrupt the service, alleging they were tied to litigation he's involved in. And he added that the woman was actually threatening and beginning to charge toward his wife and baby daughter. And he stated he did what he had to keep them out of harm's way. He also said he has to have more footage will show the whole story. Wow. Oh, okay. And yeah, so the litigation he's referring to are lawsuits that he filed seeking $40 million in damages from a couple of YouTubers after they accused him of stealing from his congregation. Wow. And he's trying to get 40 mils.
He is flossing with that Christian Dior suit on. So, I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure his hand's in the pot just a little bit, but what do I know?
As reported by the Daily Mail, Jives allegedly, or I guess the YouTubers allegedly told his 80,000 followers that the pastor has been wearing the same jewelry that was allegedly stolen from him in July. The lawsuit alleges that the YouTubers have cost him business deals, church members, and income. Wow. Let's see if we can watch the video.
Yeah, I just watched it. It's
let's see.
The lady doesn't come in until further in the video, but
okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me see if I can. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. Is it right here? Is it near the end? Okay, here we go.
Why they take pictures and they want to.
Can you hear it or no?
Mm-hmm. I hear it.
Let's give Jesus a round of applause. Now let's give Jesus a round of applause. Why they take pictures and they want to be on social media. Take the pictures. 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 Go over here. Go over here. Grab her.
Did he grab her by the neck or did he grab her by the hair?
I don't know. It kind of looked like he just grabbed it by the back and just kind of pushed her, but of course we don't see everything off camera.
Yeah.
Press whatever charge you want.
Wow.
Amen. Amen. You're not going to come in my space. I feel threatened. Amen. Amen.
This is where we pause right here at 3:38.
Amen.
3:38.
Amen. Let's get back to the word of God. Clap it up.
Wow. Okay, where is it? Right here. This is where I want to pause it. Right there. So he got her. He got there the lady.
Yeah.
See, look, he got her hair. He got like her hair in the back of her head.
Yeah. And he looked like he just kind of pushed
maybe
it
like
out the way.
Back. Yeah, it looked like he's like just guiding her out the way. So you know what, man?
I don't know if that was just a guide. I don't know if it was just a guide out the way, but that was more like a
forced her out the way.
Forcefully
moved her to a different location.
He going to jail. Oh shit, I'm going to get the footage. He going to jail, y'all.
Look at these folks. I'm gonna get the footage.
See, this is this is the problem with people like that. You know, they just like, I'm gonna get the footage of this, and I'm not gonna pay attention to what actually happened. I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna tell you what, man. I've seen some wild stuff in the church before. I've seen some people about to throw hands, and some people get like chest butted around and stuff like that. You remember that African church I went to back there in Fort Worth in Arlington?
Yeah.
Arlington is crazy. First of all, Arlington is the craziest city in America that nobody knows about why it's crazy, just because it is. Secondly, yeah, I remember one service. One of I guess the main pastor was preaching the sermon, and it seemed that he was speaking directly to someone, right? And sometimes when pastors, get a sermon, it sounds like they're what's the word? It sounds like they're they're talking to you and us at the same time, like themselves as well as everyone. And it's just like, try to, I guess, just have you take like some kind of like personal account of maybe your actions, if that relates to you, some of those scenarios. So it seemed like very like personal stuff that he was saying during the sermon. And then you hear like some grumbling, and normally you hear like amen, but then like you hear like a stuff like that. But it was coming from other ministers up in the pulpit behind and next to the pastor. I was like, what is happening? And then some other people in the crowd was just like, sort of like, it was like a little bit of like, jibber jabber and like it was like an uncomfortable, amen, uncomfortable silence. And then at some point in time, one of the one of the other ministers like got up and just started yelling at the pastor in the middle of church. And somebody's like, this is God's house. This is the middle of a service. You need to handle this, like men after the service. Like, I'm going to handle it like a man right now. And, and he's like, you do not talk to me like that. You don't talk to me like about I was like, what is going on? Let me tell you, 99.99% of the church was African, and the 0.001% that was not was me. So I was like, what is happening? What is literally happening right now? And there was some kind of disagreement that the main head pastor had with, this other dude, funny. And it went left. And the wildest part about it was that I know my first year of college, the head pastor would pick me up from campus and, drive me over to the church so I could see the sermon and then drop me back off. So, I'm trying to think. Oh no, this was after that. This is after. So I had my own car then. So I was trying to remember if it was the same time, because I was trying to remember how awkward the drive was, because some of the drives were awkward. But yeah, man, it was the wildest thing. And they just like did a little bit of like, shoving and pushing and chest bumping. And then like the dude who like, spoke up and started yelling, he and his family walked out, never to be seen again. But that's crazy. I think the dude was doing some shady stuff and the pastor was calling it out in front of everyone.
Man, have you ever watched any of these shows that deal with like big mega churches and stuff like that? Like there's one called Greenleaf that stars God, what is my guy's name? He's the voiceover for Spawn, and he's did a whole bunch of other things, and right now I can't even think his name.
Trying to think.
Keith David.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He stars in that, but it's just about this mega church and all the crazy stuff that goes on behind the scenes and how much money they're raking in. And then there's this other one called
Keith David. Yeah.
What is it called? The Righteous Gemstones on HBO. It's more of a comedy. That, yeah. It's a comedy. It's funny, man. You gotta check it out. It stars Danny McBride and a whole bunch of other folks. But they're like children of this pastor who is like has like a mega church and starting a whole bunch of other things, man. But it's just wild to see that type of stuff. And then to think every once in a while, I'll be driving around a Metroplex and I'll see Pastor TD Jakes cruising in his Bentley.
You've seen him?
Yeah, I've seen him a couple times.
Yeah. Okay.
I've seen him a couple times riding around in his Bentley.
Jakes.
So I'm just like, these people are making this much money. Is it really? Are you really taking in this much money? Because it's tax free for religious purposes, right?
The church accepting the money is like, getting a donation. So that part is tax free. But as far as like the people getting paid who work there, that is not tax free. That's supposed to be taxed because it is a wage for a job, regardless of the type of organization. Because the people who work at the Red Cross, at the Red Cross, they get paid. Like the people who run the Red Cross, they all get paid. There's tons of volunteers, around the country and on location, but the people who work in the corporate offices get paid. And it's the same exact thing. The donations are not taxed, but the payment to employees are taxed.
But then the thing I'm thinking is, do they bring in that much money
to
to pay the people on the back end that's like running everything, then to pay for, I guess, space? I'm sure that's leasing that.
Yeah, they either lease or own the land, one of the two.
That, and then not saying that Pastor Jakes is stealing. I don't want to say that. I ain't putting that in the air, but I know he has books and things, book deals and whatever, so he's probably getting paid from that. But my man's driving around in Bentleys. I'm sure he has a nice house somewhere. Yeah. It's just wild just to see.
This the thing, man. This is the thing. I know that when people give to the church, it goes to help the church and all of the things that the church does. So not only the people who work there, but to pay for the facilities, to pay for the utilities, to pay for anybody who is under employment there, also to pay for missions, to be able to help. To be able to help, organizations that they're affiliated with. The money goes in a lot of different places, and I've never been a pastor, so I don't know how they negotiate the contracts. But but I know that I think that used to be one of the. I don't know if it is still, but I think it used to be one of the least, the least well-paying jobs or something like that.
A pastor.
Yeah. To be like a head pastor of a church. So. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's just, but when you come to a mega church like that, where you have, 5, like 2, 3, 5, 8, 10,000 members, where a good number of them are active every week. That doesn't mean that all those people are paid, are like, given a offering every week.
Right.
But overlapping those people throughout the weeks of the month, it turns into a lot. But when you have somebody like that, where your church is like the size of a dang basketball stadium, arena, I mean, the money comes in, and it goes. The thing that gets me about it is, or not thing get me, but the thing that I look at in those scenarios is, what is that church doing to give back to the community or the people that it's stating that it's helping, either locally or abroad, and do I know people who've gone on those trips, to help people abroad? And I've heard and seen that. I don't know anybody. I know people who went to TD Jakes Church, but I don't know. I don't know anything about that other than that. But if a church is saying that, hey, this is what we do, seeing their actions do it, it's or hearing about it or seeing it in reports. Oh yeah, such and such people from such and such church did this or that. That's different. Because you remember back, was that Hurricane Harvey that hit Houston, and the huge church down there by Joel Osteen. I think they owned like the old basketball arena for the Rockets, right? If I'm correct, that's the same location. And I mean, it's just like the Saints Stadium. They had thousands of people show up, and the same type of thing happened for that, and they had the doors locked.
Yeah,
nobody was able to go in. Whereas, the guy, Mattress Mac, Jim McInville, who owned like a huge furniture store down there, he let all those people in his, or all the people come to his place and like hang out while their houses were being flooded. So when you look at a situation like that, and I know that they were like, oh, this is one of the days that the church was closed. No, in a situation like that, the church is literally, if you have a mega church, that place is open 7 days a week.
Yeah. Wow.
Some businesses are happening, some kind of business is happening there every single day of the week. Therefore, that church should have been open and welcome in everybody with open arms, regardless of the scenario, because that's what they say that they're about. So
that's crazy.
It's wild, man. It's wild. I don't know. You got to watch in situations like that. You got to watch for false prophets and people purporting themselves falsely.
So I'm looking at like the net worth of some of these people. So Creflo Dollar,
my
man has a net worth of $27 million.
This guy, yeah.
Pastor TD Jakes has a net worth of $25 million. Wow. So let me see. Joel Osteen. I don't even want to see his net worth. My man has $140 million, and he couldn't make a call and say, "Hey, open these doors up."
Exactly.
I'm gonna sit here in my multi-million-dollar mansion and up on a hill somewhere. And
this is the thing, man. When it comes down to it, I could totally understand initially being like sort of caught off guard by the request for people to want to get in and take some solace. But like in Houston, I think hundreds of thousands of people moved to Houston completely because of Hurricane Katrina, right?
That too, yeah.
They could so that story, it's like not like a new thing that just like occurred out of thin air.
Mm-hmm.
That happened. So I can understand initially maybe saying, "Oh, wait, hold on a second, we don't have people there to like help out." No. I can get that. But when you realize what the grand situation is, you're like, okay, we're going to find a way to get the church open so people can go there and have some place to hang out. Okay, so 100 what do you say? 100 how many? 150?
147. 100. Wait. Joel Osteen.
Good Lord.
Okay, so now I'm looking at a different one, and we could jump off just after that. But I'm looking at a list that says Kenneth Copeland at $300 million.
That's the one.
David, probably mispronouncing his name. Oyedipo. $200 million. Okay, so this new one has TD Jakes at $147 million. Wow. Chris Oyakilla, I don't know. $50 million. Joel Osteen, it has him at $40 million. I don't know what year. This is 2021. Either way, it goes down to like $5 million for a pastor.
And and I mean, I'm not saying that people can't earn money. It is what it is. And I know that several of those guys have book deals, so that's a whole different thing.
Yeah,
because
that's a
the
different
book deals,
story.
Have signing bonuses and all this other stuff. But it's just sketchy when you see a situation like the one I talked about with the flood in Houston.
Yeah.
So I don't know. People can make their own determinations about it. At the end of it all, God will settle. Through his ultimate karma that he drops on people, it will settle itself one way or the other. So that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's the Joseph Prince. That's that guy that he just looks like a magician for some reason. He has this funky looking face on him. I don't know, man.
A magician.
He does look like a magician.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah.
All right, that was good, Kayla. Thank you for that. That's wild. All right, here we go. Next step.
Can you hear me? Can you? Y'all, you already know who this is. Guess what happened to me, y'all, yesterday? You no, I didn't win $1 million. No, I didn't find a peanuts in the mail.
Wait, what?
None of that.
She didn't find her peanuts in the mail.
Peanuts? I thought you said something else.
And I ordered it. I called it in, so I was waiting. I'm sitting in my car, and it's
Uh-oh. My bad, the phone went off.
And I got these tinted windows in this black car that I'm sitting in.
Half a t-shirt.
Walked up to my
Crop top.
side of the car, driver's side.
What if it was 50-50 from side to side instead of crop top?
I told him to open my door. And so when he realized, I guess he thought I was inside the store, and I just left the car running. Okay? No, I don't do that. This smells. So he jiggles the door, and mind you guys, I do keep my pew 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 with me at all times.
Yes, ma'am.
Put the grip on.
I tapped my window, and he peeped in and ran off. It's like that man disappeared because I tapped my window with my pew 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 to let him know, hey, something, I'm in here.
Dang, she ready to
I
cut.
guess what I'm saying is it's always good to be aware of your surroundings because you don't never know who's looking.
That
And I'm
part.
just over it. I'm just over it. I'm just tired. I'm over it. That's all I had to say. Kind of scared me a little bit, but I ain't scared.
She got that pew pew pew.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, she got that thing.
Sort of. Yeah, I was scared. Yeah, it made me paranoid. Okay, then, I'm telling too much.
That's crazy. So
Bye.
you have somebody who shows up with a half a shirt on. She didn't say if it was a crop top or if it was literally cut in half. Right down the middle. But try to open the door, and then she tapped the window with her
Pew
her
pew
pistol
pew.
grip pumping the left at all times. Wow. That's wild, man. You know, Kayla, it just sounds like you need to move out of Memphis.
It's a lot
You
of
take
craziness
your
going
mama.
on out there.
Y'all go move somewhere else because Memphis is too wild. Oh, here we go. And what's up, J Del Negro? In the chat. She lives in Memphis. She best to keep that pew 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 on her hip. That's true, man.
Yep.
Definitely. It's too much wild stuff going on down there. J Del Negro, I joined your Don't Judge Me podcast episode live the other day when y'all were recording with the young lady. I can't remember her name right now. And I was trying to respond to your questions that y'all had on there. But you left me hanging. I was on YouTube. So I'm going to catch y'all another time. But hey, shout out to you. And yeah, let's listen to this last voicemail.
What's up, y'all? This is Memphis Diesel 89. And I'm just on my way to my mom's house. And I was thinking, like, if I had the power to make a law to ban certain things, just different stuff, not the regular stuff we do to y'all, but the different type of stuff, what would you make a few laws to ban? Because I'm going to tell you mine. Sagging pants.
Second.
They'll be against the law.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing bonnets in public.
Bonnets in public. Okay.
Wearing your pajamas in public. Taking your kids to school in your pajamas and your house coats. Going to pay your bills in your house coats and pajamas.
Got me.
Those are some things that I would ban. Yes, I would, because I'm sick of it. And I haven't watched The Lion King yet. Just haven't been in the mood I probably probably go to the movies and watch it tomorrow with my mom also. So, I say it probably. I don't know yet. But,
What?
yeah.
The Woman King.
So, what's the big deal about Nia Long and her
Nia
boo
Long.
of 10 years that she ain't married? He cheated on her? Yeah. 9 times out of 10 she knew. Or had some type of suspicion. But I don't see what the big deal is. It's a common thing.
It's a big deal, though.
Coolio passed away, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, went to the bathroom and never returned. And I ain't trying to make it sound funny. But I get scared when people go to the bathroom now. Okay. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Bye.
Wow. Yeah. She went through a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
So banning things. So what would you ban? Because I'm gonna tell you what, I feel attacked when she said going to drop the kids off at school in your PJs. Because I do that because I just work from across the hall from my bedroom.
The first thing that came to mind is not so much of a ban, is so much of a dress code when you go into Walmart, because she touched on a few things.
Yes.
Because I see everything from people who should not be wearing yoga pants to people who just put what is that pajama pants on and go to the store in their pajamas and their flip-flops.
Yeah.
And a house coat, go to the store rollers. And I mean, I ain't saying you got to dress up, but let's have like a little bit of decency, you know, because I've been seeing some unnecessary things, you know, popping out and hanging out. And I think we need to place some kind of, you know, rule in order, you know. Not so much of a maybe a law. Maybe there's a law. Before you step out the house, you need to be dressed a certain way.
This is America, though. You can't take their freedoms. That's what happened.
Yeah,
all those people would show up. Like, you can't take my freedoms. Come and take my PJs off. Like, that's what
they would say that. They would say that, right?
We ain't taking nothing off of you.
Anderson Cooper on CNN interviewing somebody doing that.
Yeah, exactly. No, we're not going there. Wearing bonnets in public. Let's see here. Yeah, that's definitely sagging pants. Man, I don't know. I mean, but back in the day, you know, that used to be the thing. We used to sag. That used to be the thing.
There was actually
I never
back in
said what my
school.
butt was showing though.
Yeah, in high school, they came out with a law, and this was granted, this was like 97, 98. Our chief came out with a law. If you were caught sagging your pants, you were like ticketed and fined. And I think this was like the first in America.
The police chief?
Yeah, and they even did an interview in XXL magazine at that time. It was wild. They interviewed one of my friends about it. So
that's dope.
Yeah, but it's just got increasingly lower and lower underneath the butt cheek. Yeah, and the pants are super tight to where you can see somebody kneecaps. I don't get that.
Where were we at? We were somewhere. Maybe it was when we went to Las Vegas a couple weeks ago. We're gonna read J. Negro comment section. Maybe we went to Las Vegas a couple weeks ago, but we were walking down the street, and this dude and my wife and son gave each other that look like, did you just see that? This dude had his pants, the waist of his pants was just above his kneecaps, and all you saw was his boxers on his butt. And it's not like he was wearing a long white tee. The t-shirt just barely came down to the top of his butt. So they're looking at you. I was like, man, come on, bro. Okay, what did J. Del Negro say? Go ahead and read it off.
I'm trying to get myself together because it's cracking me up every time I read it. He say, I would ban no more than 2 people at a buffet table without front teeth.
Oh, no.
Say, I would ban lift kits on pickup trucks just to inconvenience and annoy certain types of people.
Certain types of people. Man, I'm gonna tell you what, man. You come out to Utah. You come visit Utah. You'll see a bunch of trucks with the lift kit on it.
Hey, man, so, I got a lift kit on my truck, but it's not extreme. It's not extreme.
I mean, this is the thing. You would see like lifted with ground effect lights under each of them.
I'd also ban men on podcasts talking about relationships and feminine masculine traits. I'd ban trap music videos shot in upper middle class neighborhoods. Yep.
Oh, that's funny because you know that is not the trap.
just like the Utah one I sent you yesterday.
Oh yes, yeah. I hope you could send that to J. Del Negro. I wonder if we could find that. Can we put that on the stream and we can look at it on here? I'm trying to think. Was that a Twitter?
That's a TikTok.
It's a TikTok. Let's see here. Maybe we could find that and put that in the stream and show off these Utah rappers in these streets.
Let me see what his name is.
I would ban all native Utahns from driving. That's what I would ban. All native Utahns from driving. Because the people over here, man, they just be like the worst drivers ever. Etiquette is horrible. Everything is bad in Utah driving. So I would definitely ban that. Trying to think what else I would ban. I don't know. I would ban a couple random things, but that is one of them things. But no more than 2 people at the buffet with no front teeth. Just imagine, just picture that.
It's pretty. That's
a whole family of toothless people shows up at the buffet, trying to throw down, and they just chewing like it looked like a cow chewing chud. It's like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh man,
that would be bad. I'm trying to figure out what this podcast is. You talking about relationships and feminine and masculine traits.
Just pearly things.
I know there's a couple of them.
There's a
podcast.
Well, I guess it's like a podcast, this type show,
like a TV cast.
It's on YouTube. I mean, it's like one of those YouTube type podcasts. They talk about men and women relationship stuff.
I think I've seen it actually. Yeah, I think I've seen it. So, you know,
let me see. Oh, here it is.
I just,
I got it.
You got it? Oh, you want to share it? Here, see if you can share it. We can look at these Utah rappers, and y'all really gonna see what it's like up in these streets. These people in these streets over here, boy, they be rapping, I guess. If that's what you want to call it.
If you want to call it that. Let's see. Window. Can't see it.
We got it.
Let me play it.
Just push play. See if you can turn it up. See if you can turn it up. I can hear it a little bit.
Yeah, it's all the way up on my end. Hold on.
Let me see.
I tell you what. Let me do something else. Let me I'm gonna pull it. What you doing? See, I got a guest in the back dancing because he heard the,
what's up? What's up, little man? Yeah, see, this is what Utah rappers look like, J Del Negro. Yes. What's up, little man? How you doing, Chocolate Body? Chocolate Body in the house. What's up? Good to see you, little man.
He said, "What's up?"
Yeah, that's that's what.
Am I looking there?
Yeah, you're looking in right there.
I see you right there.
He sees you.
Yep.
All right, go finish your thing.
That's what Utah rappers. That was like the hood, actually.
I need lunch.
Not yet.
That was the hood of Utah, which is you know, like middle class and a half. That's the hood of Utah.
Middle class and a half. So lower upper class, maybe.
It's funny because like every now and then my son will make a comment to my wife, Utah doesn't have a hood. And my wife's like, oh yeah, it has a hood because she grew up here. And she actually grew up in an area that's I mean, it's not like the best, but like you could drop that area in DFW and it just be like like North Fort Worth. Like it's not bad.
Wow, that's funny.
You know,
that's funny.
It's just like, okay, they have like, you know, a few different like, you know, type of nationalities live here, and it's not like terrible. So, yeah, man, that's the Utah rappers right there trying to be hard. That is legit. Wow,
funny.
I would probably ban Utah rappers. Even Post Malone, he got to go.
Post Malone's.
He lives here. I think he's from Texas.
He's from Texas. Yeah, he's from
Texas, but he
not
lives
too far
here.
away. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wow.
Yeah, he got a big house up in the hills here. All right, well, we got through all of that. Now we just need to go ahead and talk about some OnlyFans, because Utah rappers only have a couple fans, but Rachel Dolezal, aka Rashida Douglas, from one of our episodes back in the day, has an OnlyFans, and it's not just feet. So this week, Jay sent me one of the most disturbing, or I guess one of the disturbing messages, and said that our boys from Whatever Man Podcast, what's up,
and Random Ramblings,
with Rob, yeah, both of them sent us probably one of the most vile tweets in the history of tweets.
So it was unexpected, I tell you that, because they know our fascination, our obsession with transracial people such as Rashida Douglas, transracialists. Yeah. So yeah, Miss Rachel Dolezal The air quality is too good in Utah for any. Yep.
Let me tell you what. No. The air quality. If you look up the air quality standards in the world, Utah, this specific area, the Salt Lake City area, is worse than China. A lot of days of the several days of the year. Yeah, it's horrible. Excuse me, because we have mountains on either side. Mountains on either side, like a mountain range, and it's like part of the Rockies, right? So we have mountain range on the east side, the ones that you always see when you see pictures of Salt Lake, and then we have mountain range on the west side, the ones that are just west of my house here. And then a lot of times, like the air gets trapped down in there. So you get like an inversion during the wintertime where all of the funky, like smoggy air sticks down and hangs out. And the air quality is absolutely horrible. So the air quality in Utah is not good. It is absolutely bad. So I'm telling you, yeah, sinus irritation. I got it right this moment. Seriously.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that you got to back that statement up, bro. Or not back it up, but reverse it because it's bad here. Anyway, Rachel,
speaking of backing up, I don't know why this just came to mind. I told you my old age is kicking in. So Grambling Prairie View game was yesterday because Texas State Fair just kicked off, so they always had their game. Why is it that I know we got sold as band leaders and band participants in all black schools, but they had like a little preview on WFAA News the other morning. So they had the band version of Back That Ass Up playing early in the morning.
Like a marching band?
Yeah, marching band. You know, band. That's the main reason people go to see these games is to see the battle of the bands at halftime.
Yeah.
So they were playing that. And I don't know, it was something else they were playing. But it was just like, wow. And I was just like, man, this is just amazing how we as black school create music in the band form, you know? And then when you listen to, you know, another school, it's just like, bah, 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 go Tigers or whatever the hell. So, yeah, it's just, it just,
we dance, we get down.
Talking about backing the ass up. So that just kind of reminded me. Completely off stuff.
And I'm gonna tell you what, man.
Oh,
there's a couple like TikTok accounts that I follow. One is a high school out of Vicksburg, Mississippi.
Of course.
And they go hard with their band. And then also there's like a HBCU like band TikTok I follow. I can't remember what it is, but I think it's like a general HBCU. And like what they do is they continually play you know, like show halftime performances for these bands. And man, they go off. It's crazy. I love seeing that though, man. I love like if we could, I don't know, if a band can make a rap song remix and be able to like a college band or whatever, be able to make a rap song remix and be able to make some money off of it, I'd be all for it. I'd be ready to download that because they just be hitting hard. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so, speaking of back that ass up, Rachel Dolezal shows off her transracial tatas via OnlyFans, and Twitter is stunned.
No way.
Should I share this?
I don't even know. Can you share it?
I mean, it doesn't have the pictures on it.
One of the images. Oh, the article. Okay, I was gonna say one of the images is not safe for.
Quite a few of those images are not safe.
All of them are not safe because they will make everybody's computer burn down.
So, okay. A couple things are happening here. We know Rachel Dolezal from Hey, I'm about to agree with you, Mr. J. So, where was I going to start? Okay.
Woody.
Yeah, she's a Woody, a white girl with a booty. Yeah. So years after becoming a media spectacle for declaring herself African American, Rachel Dolezal is back in the headlines after her raunchy OnlyFans photos leaked online. Former NAACP chapter president was put on blast Tuesday after photos of her spread across social media. The erotic pics show Dolezal bearing it all for the cameras. only the photos leaked online. Once the photos leaked online, reps for the 44-year-old. I didn't even know she was 44.
44.
I thought she was like a little older than that. So, mother of three told TMZ that she was only trying to pay homage to Rihanna's Savage X Fenty lingerie line. So, we need to get Sir John Lee's music in the background for one of those.
Yes. For one of the Rachel Dolezal videos.
Yeah, she's trying to rep the Savage X Fenty lingerie.
Oh, there you
line.
Go. The blue. There you go. You're right.
Yeah. So reps say Dolezal, quote unquote, got her hands on the latest batch of lingerie and wanted to show it off for her subscribers. Mm-hmm. One photo shows Dolezal, who still identifies as black, sporting a bodysuit from Rihanna's fashion line and bearing her backside to the camera. The snap revealed the certified race faker's gigantic justice tattoo on her butt cheek. Justice for Juicy. Another photo showed Dolezal stripping out of the bodysuit and showing her breasts. The bio for her OnlyFans page reads, "Subscribers get to see how my sensual side pairs with my creative spirit through intimate images inspired by color, light, and lingerie on the weekends." Once the photos came to light, social media made a mockery of disgraced transracial Montana native. Yes.
That's a hard 44.
Yeah,
She's 57 in the face. Oh man. I can't even, man. I can't. Wow.
That's funny. Let's see.
Wow.
But some of these Twitter comments, and I'm gonna share my screen with you. They're pretty funny.
Wow. That is hilarious. Oh, here you go. Yeah, here I'm gonna share the screen. That is a hard 57, hard 44.
Yeah, buddy.
That's a hard 57, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wow.
So one Twitter user says whoever dropped Rachel Dolezal's OnlyFans on the timeline is not seeing heaven.
Oh man. Wow.
Another person says Rachel Dolezal's OnlyFans nudes going across my timeline is truly proof that Jesus
Babatunde. What?
Proof that Jesus Babatunde Harold Christ just needs to come collect us.
Wow.
Just play the trumpet. Let's be done. Why in the hell does Rachel Dolezal have an OnlyFans? We wonder that too.
That's the main question.
Yeah. Don't let Rachel Dolezal OnlyFans stop you from the fact that Brett Favre stole welfare money.
Man, exactly.
Worst part of Rachel Dolezal OnlyFans is all the money spent on seeing a nude white woman pretending to be black that could have been going to other hardworking actual black women on OnlyFans. She keeps finding new ways to take from black.
Wow.
That's funny. Oh man, to have Rachel Dolezal's OnlyFans leaked, that means wait, what? To have leaked Rachel OnlyFans? wait, something's going on.
To have leaked Rachel Dolezal's OnlyFans, that means you would have to pay.
That means
you would have to pay.
Okay, they worded that wrong.
Yeah, you'd have had to pay for it. So you go into hell twice for leaking and paying.
And I'm sure whoever paid for it is leaking.
That is bad.
One way or the other.
Yes.
Wow. Rachel Dolezal is 44 and looks to be in her 30s. Well,
Black don't crack.
Yeah. I echo that. She looked 57 in the face because
she's
from the neck down.
Definitely old. Me after seeing people actually sub. What does that say?
Thanos was right.
Wow. Yeah, me too. I would have loved to, live the rest of my life without knowing that Rachel Dolezal had a justice tattoo on her butt. Come on, man. Come on. We're not here for that. Sometimes
she has led an amazing life, I gotta say.
Sometimes there's things that we don't really need to know. Also, Bad Baby. Remember her? How about that? You
How
know,
about
like
that?
you told me about this, I guess like a week or so ago. Uh-oh. He left. He left. He'll be back. Anyway, Jay told me about a week or so ago that Bad Baby or whatever the person name is. There he goes. Wait, there he goes. He's back now.
Clicked the wrong thing. Oh, they
Told me that Bad Baby, how about that? You know, made like 40 something $million in OnlyFans.
yes. OnlyFans. Bad baby.
That
Bad
makes me
baby.
sad.
Bad baby.
Sad for this society and sad for my kids. It
Yeah.
makes me want to make sure that I
And-
train them even more how
and
not to be those people.
On top of that, $47 million on OnlyFans. She is going to lead a lecture. She's going to deliver a lecture at the prestigious, I don't know how prestigious it is now, Oxford University.
Wow.
On what?
The prestige is going down. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
That's whack.
What is she going to talk about?
Super whack. Yeah. I don't know, man. She's going to talk about, she's just going to say, you know, what she's really going to say is how, you know, her crazy life that she led to heartache, pain, shame in the public eye, and ultimately redemption on OnlyFans. That's what she's going to say.
If it wasn't for Dr. Phil, would she have been here? Is the question.
No. We wouldn't know her. We would not know her if it wasn't for Dr. Phil and her little outburst of how about that? If she never uttered the words how about that on TV, nobody would know. Because Jerry Springer was done at that point. Well, he's still sort of around. Maury, she wasn't going to be on Maury. You know? She needed the pleasant environment of Dr. Phil for everybody to, you know, the Dr. Phil show for everybody to be so taken aback and appalled. Yeah, that's wild.
I'm reading this and it says, okay, so Oxford University has invited the 19-year-old to speak at this prestigious academy institution. Bad Baby born Danielle Bergoli is expected to talk to students from the Oxford Union in Academic Debate Society. Okay. The publication reports that Oxford Union President Ahmad Nawaz extended his welcoming to Bad Baby, stating it would be an honor to welcome you to continue this fine tradition. So is she just talking about debating and talking back to people? Who knows?
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Wow.
It's just,
she reportedly earned more than $1 million in 6 hours on her 18th birthday when she subscribed to OnlyFans. She made an account.
Oh yeah. This is the sad part about society right now and humans in general, because they look at all of these girls, you know, who are underage, who are on TV shows or movies, or maybe like this scenario, you know, she was like on this Dr. Phil type of show, and they're like, oh, let's see how old she is. She's sort of cute, you know, like they do that thing. And then I remember, who was it? What's the girl name who married that dude? And his name is Cash, and she's an actor. She's an actress, but she hadn't been in anything in a long time. She married a dude named Cash.
I don't know.
She is somebody that we loved when she was like when we were younger, because I think we were around the same age. Actress, what is her name?
What was she on?
I don't even know. Cash. What is the girl name?
Disney stuff?
Oh no, what is her name? She a girl. She's a girl.
I would hope so.
Jessica Alba,
really? She married somebody?
Remember? You remember back in the day, like
I remember, yeah. People used to love her.
I just remember people were like, man, I can't wait till she turns 18. I was like, why? Then I got it.
Funny.
Then I realized what happened.
Oh, Cash Warren.
Cash Warren, that's his name. That's all I remembered. But you know, people, and then the same thing for Zendaya. You know, I've heard that, you know, people do that. And I'm just like, man, come on. Like, y'all grown up. You a grown man. Go find you a person that is over 18. And this is what's so funny. Let me tell you something. So Nelly's song Must Be the Money, right? So he performed that song when we went to Las Vegas to the Raiders game, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's a portion of the song where he's like, she could be 18 with an attitude, 19 little snotty acting real. So what's funny is when he got to that portion, that lyric of the song, he said instead of 18, he said she could be 21 with an attitude. And I was like, or 21, or he said 21 or older with an attitude. And I was like, oh, Nelly changed it up, because back in the day it was 18. Obviously, he was younger then when he created the song, so it probably made more sense in that time frame. But because maybe he was like in his like mid 20s or something like that. I can't remember, but still, he changed it up to 21 with an attitude. And I was like, oh, Nelly changed it up. So, he's extending that a little bit older. So, yeah, man. I mean, that's what everybody, in those situations, they should be like, you know what, man? You're 57 years old. You should be looking for somebody that's well older than an 18-year-old. You know what I'm trying to say? And especially not looking at these little kids on these shows and like sitting there like an evil villain saying, I can't wait. That's wild.
Come on, Saints.
And sorry. we got all this. Yeah, I know, right? I peek back at it. We got all this because Rachel Dolezal decided to drop an OnlyFans. Why?
Drop an OnlyFans.
This is something that the world never needed to see. Speaking of drop, the other day, so I was telling you earlier in the program that the other day I had sort of like a weird scenario happen at my kid's school. So I went to be a chaperone for my daughter's field trip. Which was sort of cool because we got to see an alpaca.
Oh, cool.
So, and several other farm animals. And all the parents showed up and they just had us go and congregate inside of the auditorium as we waited for the kids to fill in. And then they told us which kids were in our group. And so, we're just sitting there waiting. And my son also, my daughter and son go to the same school. So I sent my son a selfie saying, what are you doing? Because, I was in the auditorium and he realized where I was. Like, hey, he's like, what are you doing? So, yeah, shout out to all the dads out there. That's what I'm talking about. Big love. That's shout out to all the dads, especially the involved dads. 100% true. We appreciate that. And so I'm sitting there and my son was just texting me back and forth. And then all of a sudden on my phone, my iPhone pops up, AirDrop request from Judson's phone, AirDrop request from Lisa's phone, AirDrop request from Shayla's phone, AirDrop request from, Michael's phone. And I was like, what is this? And I'm hitting reject. And I'm realizing in the moment, because I looked around, I was like, who is that? And because I don't know any of the other parents there. I only know my two kids. And so I realized that these little kids who are all in 7th grade or whatever, they're all sitting on their cell phones, airdropping people, their other friends, videos or links or pictures or messages, stuff like that. And so I was like, this is wild. I was just sort of terrified because I was like, what is this? What these kids do all day long? So I mentioned that to my daughter later, and I was like, hey, when I was sitting there, all these random kids were airdropping me. Trying to airdrop me stuff. And I was like, I don't know any of those kids. And when you airdrop somebody, it says the name of the person's phone that you're airdropping. So it's not like, you just have to select these phones to airdrop or whatever. And so man, maybe the kids knew another kid with my same name. Either way, I was like, what the heck? And she's like, yeah, they do that all day long. People just sit there, airdrop each other videos and music. And
does she has a phone too?
She has a phone with no service, so it's basically like a glorified iPad in the size of a phone. Gotcha. So yes and no. And I think the only phone she could get messages from are iPhones, but she has to be on Wi-Fi when it happens. So most of the time, I don't think she uses the school Wi-Fi. I think she just does it to check time and schedules.
Gotcha.
But yeah, man, it's wild, man. I was like, what the heck can all these little 7th graders be doing? Dropping people pictures and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah. Good thing you didn't accept anything because it could have been something bad.
No, I don't touch any of that. And then my son, he said the same thing. That's what they do all day. As a matter of fact, I think he got in trouble a couple years ago because he accepted somebody AirDrop and like played this video in class, and it ended up being a video that the teacher was not happy with. So he lost his phone for the day, and we got a call. So man, just talk to your kids, man, especially your kids in that age range where they got cell phones or they got some kind of device at the school, the Gab phone or the regular iPhone or one of them other things. Talk to them about the messages that they send back and forth, because we tell our kids all the time, stuff that you post, stuff that you send, all that stuff is there for life. Like it's on the internet somewhere forever. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Just like I said earlier, when I told you I got hacked with my Instagram and Facebook, I downloaded a Facebook report, and it literally had every single thing I've done on Facebook from the first day that I ever set up my Facebook account. Even like you logged in on this day at this time, you disabled your account or you deactivated or whatever on this day, you sent this message. They even have the videos. Like if you want to look at any videos that you've ever posted or posts or reactions, it's all there. Let's see here. Was he airdropped or did he intentionally search for that video? He was airdropped in that scenario because the other kid fessed up to airdropping him. That's a good question. The other kid fessed up to airdropping him the video, and yeah, both kids ended up getting in trouble because, for one for sending it, and then the other one, my son, for playing it. And my son is a little impulsive sometimes, which sometimes could be good and sometimes be bad, depending on the scenario. But this was the impulse that I told him. I was like, bro, don't. Just delete that or keep it to yourself, or don't play it in the classroom, if it's something like that. But the kids,
I don't want to ask what it was because
I think it was like a meme video. Okay. But they just had like a lot of cursing going on in music, and it was loud. And, he played it, and it was like his volume was up, Gotcha. And so the teacher heard it, and she was mad. So, yeah, that was it. But, man, just watch talk to your kids about what they do in school, because it's crazy in these streets. Now, what else we got?
I don't know. What do we have? Oh, come on, man.
Watching them Saints.
Jeez.
Do you know how lucky your son is to have a father? Like, yeah, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that, that my kids do have a father in their life, and I know Jay, the same thing. Thankfully, we both had, I had, and he has amazing father, that helped bring us, that brought us up along with mother. So, it's definitely a blessing. And I know I have cousins. We have cousins that, didn't have their father 100% in their life at times. And thankfully those cousins, most of those cousins have turned out great. And, some of them, had some issues, but, it's one of those things, you have somebody like that, and you could lean on, you can remember all the lessons, the good, bad, the easy and the hard lessons that you learned, and they teach you over the course of time. So hopefully our kids will remember some of these lessons that we're dropping.
Even though they act like they don't care right now.
Yeah, they act like they don't care, act like they don't want to listen. I'll tell you though, my son does come up with some stuff that I told him in the past, and he like says it, and I'm just like, oh, you listened, you heard.
Oh, so you remembered that.
Mm-hmm. So I know they do.
Yeah, they do the same over here too. But
yeah.
They act like, sometimes they just act like they have like one brain cell most of the time, but they are smart. They are smart.
Smart kids.
Smart kids.
Cool. There you go. Well, you got anything else?
I have nothing else. I am
gonna watch the end of the Saints game.
I guess, man. 4 minutes ish.
Yeah. Well, 100% true. Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
Jay Del
thank
Negro from the Don't Judge Me podcast.
Mm,
Thank you
those
for joining us
crossings.
as well. And Jay, why don't you go ahead and tell the people where they can find us, and then also let them know the new Hooks Rub Instagram account.
Oh,
So
please
they can go follow.
What is the new? I didn't
Just
write it down.
at Hooks Rub. That's it.
At Hooks Rub. All right, people. Twitter, Instagram, at #Blackout Pod. You can find us there. Catch us every Sunday. Every Sunday on any of your stream. I ain't gonna say every Sunday, but yeah, catch us on your favorite streaming platform that you like to listen to podcasts on. Email us topics, anything you want to discuss. #blackoutpod@gmail.com. Leave us a little voicemail 385-3BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. Hit up hooksrub.com to get yourself some hooks, and definitely check out the link or the new handle there. Follow on IG at hooksrub.com. I mean hooksrub.
At Hooksrub. Yeah.
Just at hooksrub. Yeah, don't forget to update that on the hooksrub.com site.
Yeah, I got to do that right now.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Thank
That
you
is
everybody for tuning in and chiming in.
Thank y'all. God bless.
All that good stuff. And definitely hit up OnlyFans to check out Rachel Dolezal and see what she has cooking.
Do not.
I mean, you could. I mean,
remember, she's taking money from the black community, bro.
She is. She is taking money from the black community.
All right. Well, on that note, I'm blacking out.
All right, blacking out, people.
Peace out, y'all.